Tonight, a Missouri man has been executed by the state, but a deeply unsettling question remains. Was Marcellus Williams innocent?
Yo, how is everybody doing? I want to welcome you to One Life TV. I am your host, One Life Star. If you haven't had a chance to, y'all, please tap the like button for me, slap the notification bell, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already had a chance to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about a very important topic, a very a sensitive topic. But y'all know, if you haven't had a chance, again, welcome to the channel, and you will see how I get down over here. Now, let's get into it. A lot of people on the internet have been talking about the situation with Marcellus Williams, okay? For people that don't know, Marcellus Williams is the guy that was recently executed after being sentenced to life for unaliving a young lady up in Missouri, okay? Now, the thing with this situation is, before his execution, people had started filling out petitions and saying, hey, pardon him from the execution and trying to speak up on his behalf and stuff like that. And when it was denied, the internet do what they always do and went into a frenzy. They started leading all these narratives and started taking bits and pieces of this and that and just running with it and creating their own personal narrative, so to speak, okay? But what I did is what I always do. You know, I went back, I sat down, and I read the documents, I read the court proceedings, I read the things that pertain to this whole ordeal. And before I came on here to speak or take sides, because one thing about me is I'm non-biased and I approach every situation with an open mind and more so with an understanding of there's two sides to a story, three if you want to put it that way. But in this ordeal, when you sit here and you read it, and I'm finna break this case down to y'all because it's an open and shut case. I don't know what people on YouTube and the internet be talking about. To me, it's just a lot of people that just repeat and regurgitate information that they haven't even looked into for themselves. Because if people took 1 minute to read or research as opposed to just be so quick to hop on the bandwagon, people have a much better understanding. Now, with this situation, we're going to go back to 2001 when this crime was committed, okay? And this would be the unaliving of the lady. I forgot her name right now, but that he allegedly poked 43 times, okay? Now, this was a lady who house had got broken into, and while the person was in there, they realized that the lady was in the shower. They snuck up on her, and they hit her 43 times, okay? She lost her life. Now, this is very interesting because Marcellus Williams is the alleged unaliver in this situation, okay? Now, when this situation occurred, Marcellus Williams was known to have had the lady's laptop, okay? There's no reason why Marcellus Williams should have had this deceased lady's laptop. Period. Okay. That's just like if I get caught with a deceased woman's credit card or bank card and I'm at the ATM, they're going to hold me accountable. I don't care who I say I got it from. That right there is your first strike. Now, the thing with getting caught with the laptop, which is what they use as what you would call circumstantial evidence, is he sold the laptop to this guy for some hard. Okay. Yes. Your boy was a J. He was on it, okay? He was on it. He was chasing rainbows and choo-choo trains, okay? So what happened was everybody know them laptops, especially MacBooks and stuff like that, have trackers on them, okay? They tracked the MacBook that came from the deceased lady's house to the man who bought it from Marcellus Williams, who told him he bought it from Marcellus Williams for some hard, okay? Now, he would later say that he didn't. You know, it was stated that he said, oh, it wasn't for that. I gave him some money for it. But however, he stated that he got this laptop from Marcellus Williams. Boom. Who should have never had it. Okay. So now the police, you were personal interest because you had this deceased lady thing. Now, the second part of incriminating evidence is when he got to the house, he told his then girlfriend at the time that he had committed this crime. Okay. Now the lady said she thought it was weird that Marcellus Williams came home and he had on a jacket because of the time of season it was. It was too hot to be wearing a jacket. And somewhere along the line, she found out that he had a shirt on up under the jacket that had a lot of blood on it. Okay. So now you got a person that's saying they seen you in this capacity. Okay. That's what it said. Now I get it. Man, they said that she was lying. They ain't used them. Okay, let me finish. Okay. You got the lady who's saying that she seen this, that, and the third. And see, that is the deep part right there. They didn't even use her testimony because they said, look, you know, her and the other dude that he confessed to, they said, well, look, because of their background, they have certain things going on, we're going to deem them not credible. Okay, so they didn't allow them to get on the witness stand. It doesn't mean that the statement was not made. I seen this man with this on. This man told me that he did this. Okay, so now you got a person saying that he got the property from you that came from a deceased woman's house. You got your girlfriend who's saying you came and told her you did this and had on bloody clothes. Then, now catch this kicker, you guys, in case you missed it, because this is a one life bomb like we always do. Now, the other guy he confessed to was the guy he was in prison with. Hence the key word, prison. Okay. Marcellus Williams was already in prison serving 20 years for robbing and burglarizing and trying to assault the lady at the Dunkin' Donuts. That was why he was in prison with this man. The man in prison said he confessed to me about the crime. And mind you, they said the stuff that he knew about the crime, nobody really should have known unless it came from somebody that was there. Although some of the stuff didn't add up, they did say that. They said that some of the stuff didn't make sense and, you know, they were kind of incredible and they were dealing with certain stuff, so they decided to not use them. But you got 3 people who have, and that ain't even, this not even the end. You got 3 people who done placed you there and said that you said out your mouth that you was there. Okay? Now, them saying that, okay, so now, like I say, he was found guilty and convicted of robbing and doing that stuff at the Dunkin' Donuts, which is why he was sentenced to the 20 years. Now, when he went to court and trial and got found guilty for the unaliving of this lady that he hit 43 times, is when they gave him the life sentence. So mind you, keep this in mind, he was already sentenced to 20 years. Now let's go back to this part. The lady that he poked 43 times that lost her life, that was the second incident that had occurred in a short amount of days. It was another lady, like right before this lady lost her life, that lost her life the same way. Okay? She was poked like so many times, and the signature, like they were saying that the person who do this, they'll you know what I'm saying, they'll use the weapon and then they leave it in them. And the crimes matched each other. Now, the thing with the crimes is people was saying they seen him on the crime scene. Okay? Seen Marcellus Williams on the crime scene. Mind you, he's a J. He had a problem. Okay? Now, most of us know, if you ever been in the streets and you ever got on and was in part of the game, people know that most J's keep them a pocket weapon. You feel me? They don't normally got no pow. They normally got them a little poker. Okay? So now you're going back to the lady who lost her life right around the time that this lady lost her life, and it was under the same type of crime, same type of unaliving, same area, same criteria, I want to say, because it was burglary and robbery. Ain't nobody breaking in your house and robbing your house but J's. Okay? So now you got this situation going on. That's 3 incidences. The Dunkin' Donuts incident, the incident with the lady at the house who got hit 43 times, and then the lady that was around the corner from her who got unalived. Now, mind you, since they locked this man up and put him in prison, them crimes stopped. The time they locked him up and put him in prison, no more of them crimes was occurring like that, to that magnitude and to that description in that community. Mind you, they caught him red-handed doing the Dunkin' Donuts, which is why he got the 20 years. So what I'm trying to explain to y'all is, okay, and let's go back to this part, because I'm really here to talk to y'all about some stuff today. You see what I'm saying? I ain't going to be here too much longer. It's just crazy to me how people come up with these things in their head and they don't know the law, nor do they know the trajectory of the case. They don't know the ins and outs. They don't know what happened with the case, you know? So now, when it goes back to the part where people keep talking about, oh, they didn't find no DNA. They didn't find no DNA. They did find DNA. Okay? But the magnitude of DNA that they found, the judge ruled will more so confuse the jury and make him look bad as opposed to being clear. So they decided, like they found the shoe print, which they said didn't match his shoe print, which could say he had an accomplice. You feel me? Ain't no telling. But they saying that they found hair, they found some hair stuff, they found shoe print, they found partial DNA. The DNA they found, they don't feel was god dang solid enough to introduce. Mind you, the judge ruled on it. Marcellus Williams, attorney, could have had it presented. He could have argued a motion to say, well, nah, we want to present the DNA evidence. But for him not to present the evidence or file a motion to present the DNA evidence that they did have kind of, make me believe that it was in his client's best interest for the DNA to not be presented. Okay, so that's the thing with the DNA. There was DNA that was found there, but it wasn't enough DNA to really hold in the grounds. Okay, so then you go back and you say, well, see, now that's just the situation with the DNA. These people had 22 witnesses. Okay, this is all documented. 22 witnesses that they used or that they were prepared to use or however you want to put it. But they had 22 witnesses in this case. This wasn't no random pick. Also, the man did not have an alibi to where his whereabouts was. He had nobody that could confirm where he was at, his alibi. So right there, and let's not forget this part. Because of his criminal history, and I want y'all to know this, for people that don't know this, in a lot of states, if you commit the same crime 3 times, they consider you a habitual violator. In some states, you automatically gonna go to jail for life, okay? You gonna automatically get life if you get caught up on the same charge 3 times, okay? So I say that to say this. When they looked at the history, when he went to trial, mind you, he already got a history of how I want to say it, abuse, burglaries, robberies. That's what he got a history of, okay? So when you just got locked up and convicted, you just got locked up and found guilty in the court of law and sentenced to 20 years for a burglary and robbery at the Dunkin' Donuts, and this turns around and happen in your same community where people point out, that's 1, 2, 3. They're going to look at your criminal history and say, well, yeah, he do this type of stuff. He do this same stuff in this kind of community. Mind you, he just got 20 years for doing it to the people at the Dunkin' Donuts. So, yeah, that makes sense. Mind you, you got caught with the man with the lady laptop. The man said he bought the laptop from you. Your girlfriend done said she seen you with the bloody clothes on and you told her what happened. The dude that don't know nothing about these people that was locked up with you while you were serving your 20 years said you told him that you did it. So, boom. Now let's go back. What year this was? 2015, I want to say the year was. 2015, something like that. He wrote a letter, a motion or whatever, to, I guess he was fighting for an appeal. He was trying to get the investigation opened back up, looked into his crime. See, one thing what people got to understand is when you get locked up and you get prison time, fed time, you got a lot of time. You ain't got nothing to do but sit there and study, listen to people, learn, fight your case. And in the court of law, it's not what you know, but what you can prove. So people find all kind of loopholes and where the state done violated their rights or didn't do things by the book. And so you sitting there and you filing motions trying to overturn your conviction. So now he starts to try to overturn his conviction. Stop all the BS, because them folks, the governor got involved and said, look, open up the investigation. The governor went and found a statute that allowed him to override any and everything else. Nobody wanted to look into a case because everybody felt like he was full of BS. The governor of Missouri at the time said, look, reopen the case. I forgot what the statute was called. Oh, no, it's called Project Innocent, the Innocent Project. That's what it was called. Y'all can look this stuff up that I'm telling y'all. The Innocent Project. When they started the Innocent Project, they appointed 5 Supreme Court judges to this man's case. We didn't know nothing about this because people don't read, they don't research. We didn't know nothing about Marcellus Williams just a week ago. You feel me? So they started the Innocent Project, or Project Innocent, however you say it, to help this man's case. So they hired 5 judges to look into his case. They worked on this man's case day in and day out. They said they worked on this man's case for a while, till it got to the point where the governor was like, you know what? Y'all can end the investigation. It ain't, and that's what the governor was saying. Look, we've been looking into this for like some years. We can't find anything that's going to allow us to overturn or to halt this. Mind you, they had already stopped the execution process back in 2017 or something like that. They had gave him a pass then because they was trying to find anything that could help his case. Okay? They were trying to find something that would help him. So they had the 5 judges working on it under the Project Innocence. They couldn't find nothing. So the governor said, look, we just going to wrap this up. The families are still hurting. We can drag this out for another 6-7 years. This is what the governor was saying. We can drag this out for another 6-7 years, and we still not going to get anywhere. And the family is still going to be carrying this burden. That's what the governor was saying. So they was like, we might as well go ahead and execute him because there's nothing that's going to overturn this conviction. Mind you, you already doing 20 years. And after your 20-year sentence for robbing Dunkin' Donut, you were sentenced to life for unaliving this lady. So I wish people would really grasp what I just broke down for y'all. If you missed it, go back and listen to it again. If you still don't get it, research it. Read it for yourself and find out what was really going on. You feel me? Because if that's the case, then who responsible for the lady unaliving? Who responsible for the other lady unaliving? We know he did the Dunkin' Donut move. They caught you on camera and locked you up, gave you 20 years. I'm just saying, 1 + 1 always been 2. You know, but when things hit social media and it starts becoming a clown show, a circus act, you feel me? People just start talking, trying to get their click, likes, and views. Ain't nobody taking time to educate and say, look, y'all, this is what really happened, and this is what the courts is saying. You know, this ain't about social media. This ain't about a petition. This ain't about, you know what I'm saying, trying to get the news, national news coverage. No, this man went to prison and was sentenced to this penalty because of what he done to that lady. And not just her, apparently several other women. This is the One Life TV show, man. I am your host, One Life Star. Hit that like button, hit that notification button, but most importantly, hit that subscribe button. I'm out.